Here with Saints captain Teddy Merrill. Saints at home this weekend against the Youngstown Phantoms. And Teddy, this is a rivalry that's gone back since you started here with the Saints, and they're big games this weekend. What are you excited about playing this team again and getting back home in this building?
Yeah, they're a good team. We know that. We've known that for the past few years. Like, it's never an easy game against the Phantoms, and I think the fans know that too. So they come and bring the noise, and it's always a fun atmosphere to play against. It seems like it's a bigger rivalry than even some of the Cowbell Cup teams, which is a lot of fun for us. So.
Yeah, the playoff history obviously helps with that, and it always seems kind of there's an animosity on the ice. You've had games like that this year, some of the Sioux City games, and extra activity after the whistles.
Yeah, for sure.
How do you guys make sure you stay disciplined in games like that and do what you need to, but also stay out of the box?
Yeah, I think first you see there is a level of maturity on our team that I don't know if we've had the past few years. I think that starts with obviously Charlie, Michael, and Frank kind of setting the tone there. Obviously they've seen it. I've personally been here 3 years, and we know that stuff after the whistle typically tends to hurt us, myself included. Like, I've been in my fair share of scrums and things like that. So I think for us it's just staying disciplined, and the leaders are leading the way in that aspect, and you see the young guys start to follow.
They're a team that tends to take some penalties too. Power play this season's been great. Last weekend really didn't get many chances, but overall it's been good of late. And you last time, a couple weeks ago, moving over to the flank and setting it up from there. What's it been like to make that change on the power play and get going?
It's different. I think like when I was younger, that was kind of my bread and butter. But as you get older, obviously those spots tend to fill up quick. So you get some really skilled players out there. I think for me, it was just being able to get that one-timer off from that offside. So kind of getting back to that game that I remember playing when I was a little bit younger on some youth teams. But for me, it wasn't too big of an adjustment. It's also a lot easier when you have Ludwig up top, you got Fleecer in the bumper, it's the H on that strong side, and then Eki and Orps have done a hell of a job down low, tipping pucks. So they're making my life super easy and freeing me up to make some plays over there.
You just got to get the puck over there, right? And
just shoot at Fleecer as hard as I can.
That's what Barron said. He said, hey, I wouldn't want to be those guys because if I miss, it hits them.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot easier to be on the flank than getting beat up in front of the net.
You've been down there too, though.
Sure have.
This team, let's talk about playing on home ice. It's been great so far this season. Why do you feel like this team has had so much success at home?
I think we're a really energetic group, and you can tell like when our fans are going, like we're going. Not necessarily that's the only time that we're going, but it definitely helps a ton. I mean, last weekend with the Military Appreciation Night, it kind of gave us something even more to play for, and to have a sold-out barn like that was pretty special for a lot of guys. I think it was the first time that they've played in that sort of atmosphere, and guys tend to elevate when they get put that situation. So I think that's probably our biggest advantage at home, is just that ability to feed off the great fans here in Dubuque.
It's funny that it can go either way, right? When there's a big crowd, guys can feel the pressure, or they can elevate to it. You mentioned this team has elevated to it. Why do you think everyone as a collective is able to do that rather than the side where you're kind of faltering under the pressure?
I think that starts in practice. The confidence that we're building during the week has been awesome. Like we're beating each other up every day, and I think that you rise to the level of your practice. You don't rise to the level that you think you're capable of, and I think that our preparation really prepared us for that. And you see that with a lot of young guys. Like you fall to the level of your practice. You don't rise to an occasion. I think that's even more true for pretty much our whole team. Just the way that we've been practicing has been huge.
It's been a common theme, right, all season long, and I talked to Eric Paulson this week, actually.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Up in Minnesota, he's loving it, and one of the big things he mentioned from his time here in Dubuque was that practice compete level, and how it felt like you were beating each other up every day, but it ended up working, and that's how you end up with those big accomplishments. It's really a part of this organization to practice like that, and I feel like every man to a T is bringing that up whenever I ask questions like that.
That's funny. Me and EP would go at it all the time, so that's funny you say that.
Two of the most competitive
in a good
people.
way.
Let's talk about that this week. competition level high as always. Face-off tournament at practice. There's a lot of animosity, a lot of yelling, but it's things like that, right, that bring this team closer and also make it better.
It's awesome. I mean, I don't like losing draws, obviously, and you put me in a situation where it's against my own team. Like I felt the need to set the tone a little bit. So obviously, you get against Charlie there in the finals, and we agreed on a tie. So nobody wins, nobody loses. But that definitely is a character thing for our group, and it shows how competitive we are. So
it's the only time you'll ever agree to a tie, probably.
Yeah, with my teammate.
Yeah.
My buddy. Yeah, that's about it.
I think Charlie's earned that from you.
Yeah.
You don't.
He's earned that respect.
I want to talk about the team so far this season and getting to this, past the quarter mark. It's coming up on Thanksgiving, coming up on December. That's a lot of times a time to look in and kind of really see where you're at. Where do you think this team is at right now?
I think we're in a really good spot. I think you've seen us take tremendous steps from the beginning of the year as far as our systematically. I think you see a lot of the guys coming in that are new. Obviously Europeans and even some of the younger guys are starting to kind of think the game, how we want to play, and that's showing up in our play really. I think obviously we've lost a few games, but I'd say maybe one or two of them I'd say that we truly got outperformed, and I think every game other than that we've kind of maybe not dominated, but definitely controlled the pace of the game. So try not to look at our record right now and just keep hemming in on how we want to play, because that's suffocating for other teams.
A couple of big weekends coming up here in Youngstown, in town, and then headed to Muskegon. I know you don't want to look ahead, right? But these are games that can matter toward the end of the season. How do you approach them in this weekend against Youngstown?
I think the same way we approach any game. Obviously, you want to prepare and practice. Like we're going to be dialed in on our pre-scout. Both are two really good teams. Both have a ton of talent as far as the forward end. So for us, it's making sure that we're shutting down their offense, taking care of our own zone, and just willing to sell out and do whatever it takes to win those games. So it's going to be a really good test for us. I think that those are two teams we're going to see a lot of, especially come crunch time. So for us to be able to play that level of competition, to see where we're at and see how we compete is going to be super important for us. And I think everybody on our team is super excited. And
play them both in the last month or so of the season, and then maybe again after that. So this is the first test against Youngstown. Looking forward to it this weekend. Thanks, Ted.
Thank you.